Welcome in. Welcome in, follow Everton. This is Chad coming to you from the States. We are 45 minutes from kickoff, Everton versus West Ham today. Um, we're going to have a fun one on our hands. I'm going to be joined by, at some point, Ryan. Ryan is on his way into Goodison as we speak. May also be joined by a cavalcade of follow Everton contributors and stars. So we'll see who's able to jump on with me today. I have the lineups we will go over. There was one prediction I was actually hoping to make on the show that it looks like it's come to fruition, so I don't get credit for making that prediction. But needless to say, we do have a little bit of a change up in the squad today, probably one that everyone will welcome. So yeah, excited for this one. Please get your comments in. I'm going to be flying solo for the most part on pre-match. Ryan is going to join at some point. So yeah, please get your comments in to help me out as I'm able to have some kind of dialogue with you as I read your comments and potentially give you feedback on what you're saying. So yeah, again, Chad, this is Follow Everton. Appreciate those that are already jumping in. We have 26 and that number is growing. So I appreciate all of you giving us your time today as we get ready for Everton versus West Ham from Goodison. You get preseason tickets, Chad. I did. I'm going to all three. I'll talk about this later. Thanks, Emma, for asking. So I had to dig deep into the bank account for this one, but I am actually going to do all three. I'm going to make a trip out of it with a couple of my sons. We're going to head up to Jersey, watch the first one. I think it might be Bournemouth first. See, now I'm going to have to recall what the schedule is. The schedule is, Everton, Bournemouth, that first match of the preseason on July 26th. And then the second is West Ham, so the same Hammers against Everton on the 30th of July. And then the final match of the Premier League summer season, Manchester United versus Everton, August 3rd. So I will be there for all three. I will be reporting to you live here on Follow Everton. So something to look forward to in the preseason. I will be the Follow Everton Live U.S. correspondent. So that should be fun. I'm super, super excited about all of this. I don't know what our side will look like, what our team will look like in the summer with so many outgoings and potential incomings. So this will be fun to get a fresh look at some of the new players that hopefully will be joining Everton in the summer. So Emma, I see you're jealous. You can come. Let's go. Get a hop a flight over. We'll catch the matches together. I'll even, buy you a drink. I'll buy you a pint at the pub. So if you're able to get over, please look for me. I'll be there. And then I'm sure my boys will be, I'm working on it. Nice. I'm sure my boys will be down, front row looking for autographs and tea and shirts and anything else that they can get. Okay, but we have a match today. The season is not over with. So let's make sure we are highlighting in pre-match and covering today's match against West Ham United. This is a battle of the, two lower table, kind of stalwarts right now. So Everton and West Ham, I believe, is sitting on the same number of points, which is really inexcusable for a club with the talent of West Ham. They have some really, really good players on that side. So we'll talk about the way they line up today. I think this is a good opportunity for Everton to go, 3 points clear of the bottom of the table. It seems like I think we could pretty much call us safe for the season, but David Moyes won't do it yet. This will give us an opportunity to get 3 more points in our tally, and we can get David Moyes' butt down to Bramley Moore Dock. I think he's waiting to get to the new stadium until he knows for a fact mathematically Everton is safe. So yeah, I see it, Mr. Blue Skies. You beat me to it. Hey, let's get to how Everton are lining up today. I got to figure out how to do that over here in StreamYard. This should be it. Nope, that's not the right button. Nope. Okay, we'll do it that way. Okay, this is how Everton line up today. This is a mostly unchanged squad. Looks like Alcaraz in for Lindstrom, and I think this is, I think David Moyes is going to try to set Everton up similarly to how he did when we had Ilman and Dye in the squad. So he did this a little bit last time out, brought Alcaraz in on the left, and then is able to push him more centrally in attack. So it looks to be that's how they're lining up. Again, we'll cover it position by position. Jordan Pickford between the pipes. England's number one. Congratulations to Jordan again on maintaining that spot. with his England call-up. Jake O'Brien got his Ireland call-up, so congratulations to Jake O'Brien. Tarkowski and Jared Brantwaite, two people that should have been very deserving. Oh, did my computer go out? Come on, there we go. Let me know if that was a disruption at all. Apologize if my computer just beeped out a little bit on me. James Tarkowski, Jared Brantwaite, two people that would have been very deserving of an English call-up, getting an English cap. It didn't happen. One went to Kwanzaa on Liverpool, getting a break. Okay, Mikolenko along the left. And then we're going to have Ghana, Gay, James Garner as our double pivot in the midfield. Decore is going to be playing in that high number 10 attacking midfielder pressing role. I'll tell you, Abdoulaye Decore must have some kind of voodoo magic, or he knows where the bodies are buried, because every single manager that comes in, with the exception of Frank Lampard, has rated Abdoulaye Decore, and his performances are so incredibly inconsistent and really uninspiring. But it doesn't matter. These managers, Sean Dyche, David Moyes, still roll his carcass out just because he'll be able to press. But certainly can't handle the ball. Not my favorite player in the Everton team. And if he does come back next year, I hope it's on significantly reduced wages and reduced responsibility. God, I am tired of Abdoulaye Decore. Okay, we're going to have Jack Harrison out wide, most likely on the right here. This is the change for Jack Harrison. Because of his versatility, it looks like he will shift back over to the right. I would imagine Alcaraz will be on the left in the Element Endai role. Beto will be up top. He does have depth behind him today. Yes, Emma, I see you here. The bench does look much healthier. We will get to the bench. But this is the way that David Moyes has wanted to approach attacking since he's come on. By bringing in Jake O'Brien and playing him at right back, when Everton goes into an offensive football, when they try to attack, what they do is they go to more of a central back three. They like to shift. Ghana Gay a little bit to the left. They push Mikolenko up high. Alcaraz or Ndai, and previous instances, Ndai comes more centrally. Mikolenko higher to the left, and then Ghana shoots over to the left to cover for Mikolenko. So that is the rotation offensively. That allows Alcaraz to get more centrally. It allowed Element Ndai to get more centrally before, and then it does pose a little bit more of a threat. Someone who can be a little more creative in the middle of the pitch and potentially feed Beto, because it doesn't look like Beto is capable of doing it himself. So he really does need that great service through the channels and a great through ball. So that is how Beto is at his most dangerous, when he does have a creative force like Alcaraz, like James Garner when he's on. When James Garner is on and he's able to play balls into the channels, then Beto is very dangerous. So I think that's how David Moyes is going to approach it today. We'll see. Again, I see 56, 57 of you on. Thank you so much for joining. This is Follow Everton. 58, come on, let's go. Get in before the match. Thank you for joining us. This is Follow Everton. I am Chad, coming to you from the States, and I'm able to jump in when all of our friends, Ryan and Mabsy and Jan and everybody else are in the stadium. So happy to be here, helping the stream out to be able to get you guys ready for pre-match, since I won't be able to be in attendance. But I hope many of you are on your way in to Goodison now. So let's look at the bench. Emma talked about how the bench does look healthier. We do have João Virginia. Nathan Patterson is back, hopefully far fitter. The more training he gets, it would be nice to actually see him get some game time at some point. I would imagine extended game time. I guess he has come on in fits and starts for David Moyes, but it would be nice to see him get extended game time at some point. Michael Keane, he's been in the squad for a while now, hasn't made much of an impact. Yusuf Trimiti is healthy. We'll see if David Moyes actually feels like he wants to give him a run. That could change now that Armando Broja, however we say it, is now healthy and in the squad. Probably not capable of a lot of minutes today. It would be really interesting, though, if we do see Armando Broja for 10, 12, 15 minutes in the second half. I would be very curious to see what he looks like. Although, I was listening to a podcast, maybe maybe it was Joe Thomas on the Echo podcast. They were, someone had mentioned that what's the point of Broja even getting playing time at this point? Just give that time to Trinity, since it mostly looks like we're safe. Maybe we're better off giving that time to Trinity so David Moyes can get an idea of what use of Trinity even is going into next season. David Moyes is going to have a decision to make when it comes to use of Trinity. Do we send him out on loan, maybe into a championship side, the way Harrison Armstrong is out on loan at Derby County right now? So we'll have to see. It would be interesting to know, though, that David Moyes is curious to see what use of Trinity looks like. So Ashley Young also takes a spot on the bench along with our captain Seamus Coleman. I would love to see Seamus get some time. He's got to be fully fit, though, because we can't afford for Seamus to get another injury and potentially bring his career to an end earlier than he wants it to. Jesper Lindstrom is on the bench today. He's going to take a seat after starting several recent games on the right. And then Tim Irabunam, a really nice, exciting player that I think is going to get an earlier run out today than he has previously. It seems like Tim Irabunam has been getting brought into onto the pitch earlier in recent games. So we'll see when David wants to be able to bring him in. I think there's going to have to be at some point a transition made with this team. We're going to have to start playing some of these young guys. I was just talking about use of Trinity. We're going to have to start playing some of these young guys like Tim Irabunam to see, how do they potentially fit into the squad next year. Nathan Patterson, it's kind of like a make or break a time for Nathan Patterson. He's still a relatively young player, but we need to see it. We need to see what Nathan Patterson is capable of, because he's only shown flashes to this point. Same thing with Tim Irabunam. Same thing with Yusuf Trimidi. Showed some really nice flashes in the preseason, Yusuf Trimidi, but David Moyes hasn't seen it yet. You could say the same thing about Charlie Alvarez. He's a really exciting player. I'm glad he's going to get a start today, and we'll get to see what he's capable of. And even, James Garner, he hasn't been with Everton all of that long, but he has struggled with injuries himself. I believe he's had 2 significant back injuries now. So James Garner is getting extended opportunity. So this is really good for him. We'll get an idea, hopefully with the rest of the season, we'll get an idea with James Garner. Is he one for the future? Is he a potential starter? Someone that we can pencil in to the fix, in upcoming fixtures for the duration of the next few years, or is he a squad player that's going to play in cup games and come in and in injury time or as a fill-in? So this is really important time for James Garner as well. We should be joined by Ryan soon. Hopefully we get another follower contributor on. I would love to hear their thoughts if they're entering into Goodison. So if you're listening in, boys, please jump on. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's get into your comments. Any thoughts on the squad? I can only think of 3 players missing now: DCL, Ndai, and McNeil. I think you're right. We all know Mangala's not coming back. So yeah, DCL coming off of, what was it, a hamstring injury? I believe that's usually the bugaboo for DCL. It's his hamstring. So trying to get that hamstring right. Iliman Ndai, what was that? He hit the ground, right? So this was I believe like a high ankle sprain, a tendon or a ligament injury in his ankle. So Iliman Ndai should be coming back soon. And then Dwight McNeil with this odd, mysterious knee injury. That there was surgery, probably a cleanup procedure just to get in there and take a look at what it is. Very interesting with Dwight McNeil. We'll see who comes back first. I would imagine Ndai is the closest. So we'll go to the international break, and then we hopefully should get our number 10 back after the international break. So I'll be looking forward to getting Iliman Ndai back and really seeing what he looks like, at the same on the pitch with Alvarez. That would be exciting. Broja on the bench is worrying he might get a splinter and be out for 3 months. Yeah, he is made of tissue paper, isn't he? I think Wormy Spoons, you're dead on. I don't think Amanda Broja is one for the future at Everton. They nearly sent him back in January, trying to free up a loan spot. We'll see what David Moyes' tolerance is for injury-plagued players. I think he wants people that he can count on to be around. I can't imagine Armando Broja getting much time under David Moyes. But you never know. He is incredibly talented. He has the great physical profile of an impact striker. We'll see. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if David Moyes gives him a run out. Not been given a Ben yet. That's a great point. We'll get to West Ham. Any other thoughts on how we line up today? Hopefully he's got a bet on himself to get sent off. Yeah, so let's move over. It looks like you guys want to talk about West Ham. Let's get over and we'll talk about West Ham. I gotta figure out how to do that again. Here we go. This is how West Ham are going to line up. Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Kilman, Todibo, Emerson, Suchek, James Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta, and the ever dangerous Jared Bowen and a guy I love, Mohamed Kudus. So that is how West Ham line up. There's some good players in that squad. Jared Bowen, always dangerous. Mohamed Kudus, very dangerous. Paqueta is still a quality player. James Ward-Prowse, I think we all know what he's capable of. As a technical player, really solid, smart player. James Ward-Prowse, Wan-Bissaka, a decent squad. And Potter is there now. So we'll see if he's able to get a tune out of these guys and then turn their season around. They are coming off of a loss to Newcastle, so it's not like West Ham are firing on all cylinders right now. So we'll see how West Ham come out today. Come on, come back. There we go. My computer just blinked out on me again. I don't know if you guys lost me for a moment or not, if I was just standing there kind of frozen, but I apologize if there was any problem with my stream. Let's see. What are you guys saying here? Where's Ferguson? Where is Ferguson? That's a good question. Where is Ferguson? He's on the bench. There he is. I see him. Ferguson is on the bench. We'll see if we get a look at him. I have not been following them very closely. Has he gotten much of an opportunity under Graham Potter? He has. He's come on. I believe he hasn't started yet. That might be wrong. Let's see. A few shots registered. Registered 4 shots. No goals. No goals yet. No assists. So limited impact for Evan Ferguson right now. So yeah, we'll see if Evan Ferguson comes on today. Let's see. What was he thinking? What was he thinking about the knobhead backing? His computer wants to continue going out. Knobhead backing himself to get booked, or just £7 he's betting like 25K a week. I haven't been following the Paqueta news as much. I pretty much just tune that out. All right, what are we thinking for this match today? What are our predictions? Everton look like this is a pretty solid squad. I can't imagine any other changes that I probably would have gone ahead and made. I think I would have rather had. Am I still with you guys? There we go. Something's going on with my computer. I think I'm still with you. I can't imagine any other changes that I would have made to the squad. I'm not a big Decore fan, as I said. So maybe I would have considered, just bringing him off the bench today and starting Lindstrom. But it's not like Lindstrom's been pulling up any trees. So I can understand why David Moyes went with as strong of a side as he thinks he's capable of putting out there. And we'll see. We're going to see how this one goes. I would imagine his first sub today will be Timmy Bunham, depending on how Ghana Gay is doing. That seemed like a sub that he has been wanting to make. So Timmy Bunham, I would expect to get a lot of time today. And then I don't know. I would imagine Nathan Patterson we might see at some point. Let's bring Everton's how Everton lines up again. I would imagine we'll see Nathan Patterson at some point today. Or it could be Seamus Coleman. We'll get one of the two on, I would imagine. I think it'd be really great to get Seamus on at home. Hopefully get him a good ovation from the Goodison crowd in one of our few remaining games at Goodison. Could potentially see Ashley Young come in as well in the final closing minutes. That seems like that has been a move that David Moyes likes to do, is bring Ashley Young on very late now. Ashley Young has had a remarkable season. If you think about it, he was certainly favored by Sean Dyche. Got an awful lot of playing time under Dyche, and then immediately once Dyche was out and Moyes was brought in, that was the immediate changes. Ashley Young to the bench in a very much of a reserve role. Jake O'Brien in, and it's proved to the betterment of the squad. Ashley Young actually played really well last season. I was not a fan of his. I'm sorry, I was not a fan of his last season. Ashley Young did play well this season. Certainly holding down his position, not remarkable in any way. But still, good. It was a good contribution from Ashley Young this year, but I think this is the right move to bring in Jake O'Brien in. And applaud David Moyes for the creativity of sticking Jake O'Brien outright and seeing if he's able to help, which he's certainly done. So I applaud David Moyes for that move. Let me get back to your comments. 80 of you on, so please don't drop. Stay with me through pre-match. Imagine betting on yourself to get a yellow card and then not getting one. I mean, if you're going to bet on yourself to get a yellow card, you should at least give someone a nice, good hard tackle, right? Or cuss out the ref. That'll get you a yellow card every single time. Anyway, let's see, Wormy Spoons. We are wasting Alcaraz if he is not playing 8 or 10, but glad he is starting. Hurry up, Summer, so we can play people in the best positions instead of all of this shoehorning. I can't agree with you enough. I would love to see Alcaraz start, especially in that 10 role. I think he's probably better suited as a 10 than an 8. As a ball winner, I think he's adequate. I wouldn't say that's his strongest suit. He does really seem like he wants to get on the ball and push forward, and that is something that Everton are in desperate need of. Iliman Ndiaye is the only other player in the squad that's capable of carrying the ball forward, but Alcaraz has done a nice job of doing that in Iliman Ndiaye's absence. So, yeah, I would absolutely love to see that as well, Wormy. Wormy, let me ask you directly, what other changes would you make then? So you would want to bring Alcaraz in as the 10. Is there, what other options does David Moyes have here? You mentioned shoehorning. It certainly seems like, he's just trying to plug a hole on the, out wide. I don't think he has a whole lot of confidence in Jesper Lindstrom. I don't think he has a lot of confidence in Jack Harrison. They're just kind of doing a job for him right now. So David Moyes is doing the best he can with what he's got. I completely covered myself up on this. Let me pull this down. There we go. Let me get your comments again. I think Moyes is using Alcaraz sparingly so we don't have to pay full money for him. Well, I believe the contract is already said. There's the talk coming in, or the talk as the transfer window closed and the Alcaraz deal finally was put into place, was it looked like there was a start. There was a certain criteria of starts that he needed to hit for the option to go, or from the purchase becoming an option to an obligation. So his club in Brazil was calling it an obligation because their expectation was that he would be starting games for Everton. Everton were calling it an option because Everton say, well, we have the option of starting him or not. So that's really just a semantics issue of just identifying how you want to kind of talk about, how Everton's option on him works. So this is his third start, I believe. I think he needed to make 8 or 9. So, if he does stay in the side and David Moyes continues to start him, he should hit that amount of games started mark, and that should trigger, the obligation for Everton to purchase him. I believe the purchase amount was somewhere in the range of, was it 18? Someone in the comments, if you know what the purchase amount on Alcaraz was, let me know. I believe his Brazilian squad was just trying to not lose money. So they wanted to break money. They wanted to break even on Charlie Alcaraz after purchasing him from Southampton. So we'll see. We'll see if he's able to get enough starts, and that triggers the buy option or the buy obligation. 20 Emma. Yeah, thank you so much. That does sound about right. So yeah, and it was 8 starts. So Emma has confirmed it. Emma reporting to you live on Follow Everton. It is an 8 start. An 8 start clause in the contract will trigger the obligation for Charlie Alcaraz. Looks like Garner playing on the right of mid. Can't see him playing Alcaraz there. So we talked a little bit about that. Thanks for the column, Ian in the blue. I talked a little bit about that. I think rather instead of Garner playing out wide, I think he's going to start Alcaraz out on the left. We'll see. We'll see what David Moyes does when they get out on the pitch. But my prediction is, looking at the way David Moyes has, submitted his lineups today, I think Alcaraz is going to be on the left, and it's going to push him centrally in the attack. Mikalenko will be higher. Ghana Gay will come in and fill that spot that vacated by Mikalenko when we attack. We'll see. That's what he did with Ilman and Endai. We'll see if that comes to fruition today. But James Gardner has shown his versatility. He's certainly capable of playing out to the right. He did that a little bit a couple seasons ago. So we'll see if that could potentially be what David Moyes has in mind as well. Keep Harrison on the left, put Garner out to the right. Maybe Decore slots back into more of a central midfielder 8 kind of role, and that lets Alcaraz play a little high. So there are options here. David Moyes does his options with the side he decided to start today. We'll see exactly how Everton are going to look. And it could be a 3 at the back, maybe a 3-4-2-1. We'll see. Yeah, that's very possible that we could see Jake O'Brien, James Tarkowski, and Jared Branthwaite in the back with 4 wide of the 2 wide players that we mentioned. Maybe it's Garner, maybe it's Alcaraz, Garner, potentially. And then 2 could be Alcaraz up top, Corey up top. I'm very, very curious to see what this looks like. It does seem pretty clear that Beto is going to be manning the I can't even know what I'm saying. Beto is going to be all alone up top, hopefully getting good service today. I'm curious to see, exactly how Everton are going to look and if we're able to get Beto any service. 96 to be on. Thank you for joining us. This is Follow Everton. I am Chad, coming to you from the States, pre-matching West Ham versus Everton. No, he's going to play Harrison on the left and Alcaraz on the right, Decore down the middle as usual. All right, Peter, you might be right. Let's put a bet on it. What do you say? 10 quid next time I'm in Merseyside. I'm in Merseyside to watch a match. Let's do it. I think he's possibly advocating to use Alcaraz as a false winger again. Yeah, I think this is the one bit of intrigue kind of going into the match today. It's certainly not going to be on the result. It'll be, how exactly is he going to set Everton up here, and what is he going to do with Charlie Alcaraz? Since Charlie Alcaraz does look like our most exciting, at least fun player to watch. We need to click today and get some goals. Come on, the Blues, absolutely, Chris. I couldn't say it better myself. So we do need to get some goals. This side is a little bereft of goals from time to time. We've had a revitalization under David Moyes, but we need the goals today. We need to get at least 2 goals, potentially 3. Wouldn't 3 be incredible? Get us if we'll be rocking. That would be great. Wormy Spoons, Blue Skies, it's always 3 at the back. O'Brien, Tarkowski, and Branthwaite. There is some fluidity. I think we talked about some of that. There is some fluidity. Jake O'Brien will kind of shift and play at the back with those 2. He will push higher on occasion. So, I applaud it. It doesn't seem very rigid under David Moyes. He's letting, the players express themselves a little bit, especially offensively. He's, trying to play it out of the back a little bit more. It seems like we've gone to a little bit more of a direct style recently. When David Moyes first came in, it seemed like there was just no more long ball from Jordan Pickford. He is doing that more recently. Be curious to know what the approach is today, if he wants to play it out at the back a little bit more, try to build some play up with O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikalenko, or if he's going to want to get it directly into that midfield, try to win second balls. But the problem with that approach is that Beto is just not very good in the air. He is big and strong and probably has, quite an impressive vertical leap, but he is just not the aerial threat that Dom is, not in the box, not in the midfield, not capable of winning duels. Beto is a very limited player, fun player, really a solid finisher, but not really much else. I don't think he offers. People saying O'Brien is right back. He is not at best. It's a hybrid, but O'Brien isn't bombing up and down and willing to put in crosses, creating chances. So he is a center back who sometimes gets forward. I think that's exactly right. I think he is playing a very pragmatic fullback position, but as we've talked about, in attack, it's often a back three with Nikolenko trying to get a little higher. I would imagine that's what we see today. But that's, oh, looks like Corey's jumping in. Corey, my guy, let's.
How are we, Shad? You okay, mate?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Unfortunately, not going to get much of a chance to watch at least most of the game today. Just had some personal stuff went on the way to the in-laws, but I'm being chauffeured around by my my new fiance. So,
congratulations on that.
thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.
Did you see how David Moyes has us lining up today?
I have seen it, yeah. Decore and Alcaraz, so I'm assuming Alcaraz will play on the left, Harrison on the right, we believe in, Decore in the middle.
That was what my thinking is, but we've had a lot of comments that seem to think maybe James Garner is going out to the right. Maybe Decore is slotting back into a holding midfielder, like an 8 or an 8 or a 6. So yeah, I kind of agree with you though. I think we'll see Alcaraz start on the left.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually you go with the one that has the least amount of disruptions to the team, don't you? It requires the least amount of changes. You could see him being that technical player, just a direct replacement for Iliman Ndiaye in a way. But I can understand what other people may be saying as well, because obviously West Ham 5 at the back, the potential of the wide players of West Ham, the wing back and likes of Bowen and Kudus, maybe doubling up on Jacob Breen. So I can understand the thinking if it was James Garner to go on the right, just to give him that bit more support that you wouldn't get from Lindstrom.
Yeah, absolutely. And Garner he's a versatile player, so he's able to move out there. We have a deeper bench than we've had recently, Corey. Are you excited to see potentially Armando Broja get a run out? Maybe Seamus Coleman is fit enough to get some time. Is there anyone on the bench that you would like to see David Moyes try to work into the game a little earlier today?
I'd just like the option to maybe bring someone like Chimiti or Brozier on if Beto starts to struggle, because he plays a physical game, and his best performance so far for us has been early on, hasn't it? First half, early in the second half, it does seem like he tires out, and his touch isn't the greatest. So once you're tired and your touch gets worse, well then he's already gone from something fairly low to an even lower bar. So the ability to do that, the versatility of Brozier as well, maybe allows us to change the shape later on if we're struggling. So hopefully, yeah, because we've kind of been starved of the chance to bring subs on late in game, haven't we? Even under David Moyes as well. It's pretty much been Alcaraz for Decore, Young for Lindstrom every single time, and that's pretty much it. So just the option there is gives me a bit more hope.
Yeah, I think you're right. We have seen, Beto looks absolutely knackered, playing, 90 minutes every single time out with no possible substitutes available. So yeah, it would be really great if we could see Brozier. It would be great if we could get Chimiti. I heard a comment on a podcast, Corey, and I mentioned this earlier on the stream. Where would your priority be? Do you want to get a look at Brozier now, or do you say, he's a lost cause, he's too injury prone, I want to see what Chimiti offers? What's your stance on those two?
I mean, I agree with that. I'd rather see what Chimiti offers, because number one, he's our player. He's not going to cost anything else to keep him on the books, because he's already ours. I will probably, unless Brozier massively excites and goes on a ridiculous run between now and the end of the season, I don't think it would justify, because he's played two games, not even played 90 minutes for us yet, I don't think. But his versatility means that, and the fact that it doesn't matter who they are and what the long-term plan is, if they're going to bring something different that helps you win the game, then look, all be able to throw him in. But I would put my focus more in Chimiti if that's the case, because I don't think we take Brozier in the summer. I think it was a Felwell scouting or Felwell acquisition. Obviously, he's not going to be here now, and the recruitment side of things are going to be shaken up. So I don't see that being the case, but utilise him if we've got him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let me get you, before you drop off on us, what's your prediction for today?
I initially said 1-0. I'm going to change that to 2-1. I just feel like we're going to get more than one goal. My fiance next to me, she loves Beto. I didn't have Beto scoring, but she's convinced me that Beto's going to score. I thought maybe it would be a defender scoring a goal, so I'll go with 2-1 instead.
Wonderful. So she's a blue?
Yeah, adopted blue now. She had no choice.
She sounds like a good one. Don't give her up. Don't let her go.
No, that's trying my best, mate. And do you know what? The best thing is she went to the friendly against Lisbon, against Sporting Portugal last year, and she had Mope sussed out from the beginning. Knew straight away she went, he's garbage. So she knows her stuff apparently, maybe more than me.
No, just have her drive you straight to go get married right now. Don't even wait. Don't wait. Just get into it.
Yes.
Do it. Just you got to put a ring on her finger now.
I agree.
Hey, I appreciate you jumping on.
No worries, mate. Up the toffees. Hopefully enjoy it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cheers. Love that guy. Oh man, thanks Corey for jumping on. Just an amazing dude. He's one of my favorites. Okay, so appreciate Corey jumping in. Let me get your final comments before I let you go. We're 9 minutes to kick off. I'm going to take a couple minutes before the game to get a snack, get a drink, and sit down and enjoy this one. So please get your predictions in. I'll read them here in the next couple minutes before I get out. Thanks again, Corey. Just incredible contributor as always. Yeah, congratulations on the coming nuptials and the engagement. So that's wonderful news. Here we go, Emma. Let's lead it off with you. 3-0. Come on, that would be fun. I'll take a 3-0 all day. A nice, easy 3-0 in Goodison. Gladys Street going absolutely wild. That would be great. I'll take it. Come on, Taz. You got 2-0. I love it. That would be fun. You know, all very possible. West Ham are not playing good football right now, so I think it's very possible we keep a clean sheet today. It's just a matter of can we get a goal, and I'm excited about Charlie Alvarez starting today. I can see him kind of leading the attack and driving us to a win. Peter, Everton 2-1, West Ham last minute winner. Whoa, that would be exciting. Last minute winner. I don't know if I want that level of stress. Although it's not like there's a lot riding on this, except for just positioning and money allocation at the end of the season, depending on where you finish. But it would be nice to get a win. A last minute winner is always fun. Let's build on that enthusiasm that we had coming out of the derby. We're unbeaten in 8, so a last minute winner against West Ham, David Moyes' previous side, would be real fun. All right, that's why, Peter, we should be putting Alcaraz behind Beto, not Decore, who just can't pass. No, I saw a great tweet last week. It was called Beto and Decore Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that was I thought it was very apt. Those two are just not technical footballers at all. They are effort players. They don't offer a whole lot, going forward technically. So they're a frustrating watch. They really are. I think those kind of players surrounded by really quality footballers, their deficiency can be masked. But when you have two and you have two playing as high as they do and hopefully creating chances for you, it just really exposes them. So, I think Beto would be better served by Alcaraz being behind him. I think, Dom comes back. I think Dom will be better served with having Alcaraz behind him as opposed to Decore. Decore serves one purpose, and that's pressing and effort. And then you get the occasional good moment out of him. Alcaraz is out wide to isolate. I'm not even going to say that name. Mavropanos. But okay, maybe I got it right. If Beto or Decore come across, get him 2v1, they'll crumble. Yeah, we'll see. All right, I'm going to get out of here. My prediction for this one is, I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say we do give up a goal, but I think Goodison is rocking today. I think we get a few goals. I think there's just a real good feeling around this team right now, and I see us heading into the international break on the high of a 3-1 win. Chris, strong performance today, 3-0. You guys are bullish on Everton. I love it. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Let me just remember how to do this. Up the toffees. Come on, you Blues. Let's get a win today. I'm going to click this intro, and I'm going to jump. Hey, great talking to you. Join us again for post-match. Stevie is going to be on. I'm going to try to pop on as well. We'll recap this one. So this has been Follow Everton. Appreciate you joining us. Up the toffees.